Welcome to the Live Wide Open podcast. I'm your host, Randy B. Ramirez, also known as Wide Open Randy, and I'm here to serve anyone who's looking to level up from their current situation. This show is dedicated to helping raise the bar for all the motorsport enthusiasts out there, those who want more out of life, those who want to do more, those who want to be more, those who love the thrill, the joy, and the connection of what these high performance engines bring into our lives. Because holding it wide open is just what we do. Being a good freaking person is who we are. And living our lives to the fullest is the lifestyle that we choose. Bro, today we're going to be talking about staying empowered and doing what you need to do even when you don't feel like it. Because here's the thing. You will not always feel like doing what you need to do. This is actually why so many of us don't follow through with our commitments. This is why so many of us don't fucking create the results that we're after, because we let our feelings dictate our actions. And what that means is that if you don't feel good, if you have, maybe you're feeling a little sick, maybe you're feeling a little bit unmotivated, maybe you're just a little bit down, you're like, oh fuck it, you know what, I don't feel like doing the thing that I need to do right now, even though I know I need to do this. So we let our feelings hold us back. And what happens is that our feelings hold us back from taking action. And that inaction doesn't create no fucking results. Like, we'll get all comfy in these scenarios, and then we let shit slide, and when we damn well know that we shouldn't be fucking letting it slide. This is why relying on only your motivation to get things done is a loser's way of thinking, my friends. Like, the truth is that there will be more times when you don't feel like doing what you need to do in order to get the results that you want than when you simply will feel like doing the thing that you need to do. Like, that's just what I've learned. That's what I've noticed. It's the common theme. It doesn't fucking take fucking rocket science to really figure this out. Most of the time, you will not feel like doing the thing that you need to do. This is exactly why I lean hard on the phrase commitment over convenience, because it's not always going to be convenient. In fact, most of the time, it's not going to be convenient for you. And if you rely on your commitment, on your dedication, on the fucking promise that you made to yourself to get the things that you need to do done, then you'll create the results you're after, man. Because when you're committed, you put all those emotions aside. And when you remove the emotions from the equation, you start fucking creating results. And if you're serious about creating some fucking results, then you gotta be able to say, fuck my feelings. And I know that's a little bit blunt, but it really does. That's how it comes down to it. If you're gonna be all, oh man, I'm just gonna wait till I feel good. I'm gonna wait till I'm motivated. I'm gonna wait till, like I'm hyper, or I'm gonna wait till, when I have some drive in me to get this shit done. You're fucking never gonna do it, because most of the time we're not gonna feel like doing it. Like, you gotta tell yourself, screw that I don't feel like doing it. I'm gonna fucking do this shit because I know that it is what I need to get done. Like, and what I've noticed, what I've learned, what I fucking picked up on is that getting started is really just the hardest part of it all. Like, if you know this going in, that getting started is the hardest part, then it really just makes things so much easier for you to overcome that fucking hump. Right? All you got to say to yourself is, man, I know it's going to be hard. I know I'm encountering resistance. I know that right now my mind is trying to play tricks on me because I really don't want to do this. And I just got to get past this little window of, fuck, I don't want to do this. I just got to get past these little emotions of wanting to act like a little bitch. And if you're able to get past that hurdle, if you're able to get past that speed bump, then you will start making the progress that you want. Like when you're starting the task, I do this a lot. I'm gonna give you an example. When you're starting whatever task, know that you're gonna have this resistance, right? And then literally coach yourself through those times. Talk to yourself through those times so that you can build motion. And like, what I mean by that is that motion, like an object in motion stays in motion, right? And so by you, like, when you don't feel like it, you're typically lazy, you're typically, your shoulders are down, your posture's fucking down, you're not feeling it, you're definitely not hyper, you're fucking, you're feeling very unmotivated, right? And in those times, which is most often when we're like, oh, fuck, you know what? I don't feel like it, so I'm not going to do this. Like, you got to take that out of the equation. So what you want to do is you want to put your body in motion so that you can create action, right? And so a simple thing that works for me is just simply fucking, when you don't feel like doing it and you got to get down, especially like on the computer, you got to create some action, or you got to create some work, or you got to go make some phone calls, or you got to go talk to a client, or whatever you need to do. Switch the pattern that you're in, switch your mood, switch the vibe. And what really works is, for me, is I get down and do some push-ups. Like, knock out 10 push-ups real quick. Bam, 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 bam. Why? Fucking push-up. You're like, oh my God, what does this have to do with fucking actually doing work? Because an object in motion stays in motion. And so if your body is in inaction, it's not creating the action that you want. What you want to do is be able to put your body into motion so that you can transfer that energy into the next task that you want to do. So if you need to do the work, if you need to do those sales calls, if you need to do that task, that project, that outline, if you need to do whatever it is that you need to do, work or personal or professional or whatever it is that you need to do, and you don't feel like it, start by getting your body in motion. And so when you're done with those push-ups, like whatever it is for you, like maybe 10, it might be 20, it might be 30, it might be 40, it might be 50. Like right now, I probably can't knock out 50 in a row, but there was a time where the most I have been able to do in a row is 75. And so when you're done with those push-ups, your heart is going to be elevated. Your heart rate is going to be elevated, and you're going to feel this little pump inside of you. You're going to be fucking feeling. You're going to be up. You're going to be awake because you just put some fucking exertion. And so, if 10 is too easy for you, go to 20. If 20 is too easy for you, go to 30. The point is for you to do some push-ups, some physical exertion that will elevate your heart rate, right? And so right after that, your heart rate's elevated. Typically, I grab like a little glass of water, throw the glass of water, and I switch right away. I don't let myself deviate, and I switch the energy from the push-ups and moving my body to the task that I want to do, to the task that's at hand. And if you can start doing that and pushing through the suck, eventually you will start really creating the results that you want, right? And so putting your body in motion when you don't want to do things is really important to creating the results that you want. And so the same thing happens to me when, like, for example, when this one happens to me a lot. When I want to sit down and I want to create some podcast outlines for here that you're watching, that you're listening, whatever it is, I value your time and I want to put out valuable content, right? And so I always research and I put a lot of time into the episodes that I'm going to create. And I usually always work ahead of time, right? And so my mind knows that because I'm creating future episodes, because I'm creating future outlines, that they're technically not due maybe for a week or several days out, or sometimes even 2 weeks. I go up, I try to stay ahead because, life gets busy and you always fucking want to stay. I committed. I'm not fucking missing these no matter what. And so I want to make sure that stay fucking driven, to stay focused, that I'm creating the results that I committed myself to providing for you guys, right? And so what happens is my mind knows that these are not due for several days out, probably a week, right? Maybe 2. And so the resistance starts to show up. I try to sit down and I try to focus on an outline and I try to really produce the information, and my mind is just like, nope. It starts fucking just going in all these different directions, right? And then literally what I tell myself is, I'm like, yo, this is normal. Your mind is trying to resist this task that we're trying to do. And so I coach myself. I literally talk to myself and I push through to be able to get into the zone of producing some valuable content, some valuable results, right? And so I put some good music on. After I start with the push-ups. I always catch me doing some push-ups. And then I throw some music on. Once I throw the music on, then what I do is I find a topic that I want to cover on. I research it a little bit. I start creating motion. And then what I do is I just force myself to start writing whatever's on my mind. It doesn't matter. Even if it's, Randy, I really don't want to do this right now, but I'm going to start doing it. What happens is that, like I'm saying, an object in motion stays in motion. So what happens is your thought process starts getting in motion. And so literally start writing whatever I want. Blah, 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 blah. A minute or 2 in, I switch to actually talking about the outline that I want to create. And before I know it, like usually I'm like already 10 minutes in, into creating this outline, and I'm like, wow, bam, the information is flowing. I'm bouncing from the research. I'm putting it on the outline, and like, I start creating the fucking outline and the podcast, right? So if I give in to the resistance and I start listening to my mind with all the distractions, with everything that it keeps throwing at me, I'll never get the fucking outline finished. And then subsequently, what happens is if I don't get the outline finished, then I'll never get around to filming the content and getting it out to you guys, right? And trust me, the distractions fucking come. And for the most stupidest reasons too. Like, bro, it always fucking, like, I even laugh at myself. Because there's so stupid reasons, like, oh, you need to fix this, oh, you need to fix that. And it always happens when I sit down to create an outline, because it's not due right away. It's known that I'm doing future work. I'm planning ahead. I'm trying to stay on track. I'm trying to fucking be productive here. I'm trying to be proactive in the content that I'm putting out, right? And so, oh, you have all this other thing pending. Oh, you could do this. Oh, has anyone called or text you? Oh, what about check your social media? Oh, wait, I need to pee. Oh, wait, no, now I'm thirsty. Oh, wait, no, now I'm hungry. Bro, fucking my mind will not stop. And unless it's something that is truly important, unless it's a fucking something that comes to my mind that I'm like, all right, this is important. Like, what I do when that comes up, like, I have a little notepad right next to me, and when an important thought comes up, I write that thing on the notepad. And what that does is that I declutter my mind from all the things that it's trying to throw at me and the resistance that it's trying to create, so I can get back to writing this podcast. Because if I pay attention to all the stupid things that it's trying to do, I'll never fucking create the outline. I'll always find something that it could be done, something that I need to take care of this one, I need to take care of that. Oh, let me go downstairs. Oh, the dogs come up. Oh, let me play with the dogs. Oh, before I know, I'm like, yo, where the fuck I'm killing all this time for no reason? I'm here trying to get ahead, but I'm fucking killing the time. And so at the end of the day, I feel like it really just comes down to grit, right? And how badly you really want to make things done, how badly you want to create things for you, and how badly you want to create the fucking things that you're committed to creating, right? And so relying on your motivation to take the action is great when it's there. And there will be times when it's there. And when it's there, it's a fucking must that you capitalize on that shit. Because when you capitalize it and you lean into that motivation, you can really supercharge your results. But most of the time, the motivation won't be there. Most of the time, you're not going to feel like fucking doing it. Most of the time, you're going to be like, fuck, I could go do this or I could go do that. And your mind's going to be giving you all these fucking excuses of what you could do. And this is why it's important for you to push through the suck, to embrace the suck, right? And during those times, to really just focus on the outcomes that you want to create. Focus on why you started. Focus on why you went on this journey. Focus on what is it that you need to do and why you need to create this, so that you can shift your attention to winning versus just trying to feel good at that very moment. Because what our mind is just trying to do is give us some immediate satisfaction. And that's why it's like, oh, you need to go. Are you thirsty? Oh, are you hungry? Oh, maybe you should go play with the dogs. Oh, what about your phone? Literally checking your social media multiple times. That's why I leave my phone downstairs, except right here when we're recording. Because if not, I'm fucking literally constantly checking my phone. My mind is trying to give me some immediate satisfaction, some immediate dopamine hit, when I know that I don't fucking need that shit. And so focusing on the outcome versus on an immediate satisfaction will get you the fucking results that you're after, right? And I'm performing versus falling short. Like, winners don't make fucking excuses. They literally roll up their sleeves and they get to work despite however they feel. If they feel sick, if they don't feel good, if they're in their feelings, if they woke up late, if they fucking had a bad night, whatever they need to do. Winners, true winners, will fucking go and get to work and say, fuck my feelings. I'm here to produce results. I'm here to make things happen. And we're going to be fucking making things happen. That's how you create the results that you want. You got to have some grit. You got to have some grind. You got to have some fucking drive in you to really produce what you want to produce, right? And something else that you can do during those times when you really don't want to take action is to really just think about what will happen if you don't follow through with what you need to do. Like, this is a completely other side of the spectrum, right? Like, and I like to take both sides and both analyze. The reason why I'm saying this is because sometimes I like to imagine the worst possible outcomes so that we can create some pressure for ourselves. And I say this because most of us work a lot better when we have when we have a fire lit under our ass, when our ass is on the line, when we have a deadline. Haven't you noticed that when you have something that's due like the next day or right before you go on a vacation from work, that day you're like the most productive and you're like knocking things out back to back. And you're like bam, 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 bam. You're like fucking feel like a superhero that day. Is because you have a deadline, right? And so giving yourself a deadline to do things works very well. But what I'm here with the point that I'm trying to make is imagine yourself failing at those things. Like, what would it feel like if you didn't follow through with what you needed to follow through? Like, what would it feel like fucking coming short on your goals? What would it feel like, telling your people, oh, because man, I just didn't feel like it today, so I didn't get that shit done. Like, man, that shit would make you feel like crap, right? And so, what you want to do is when that happens, you're literally trying to put yourself in flight or fight mode, right? And because when you're in flight or fight mode, you really start to thrive in fear of sinking, right? And so when that happens, when that situation happens, you want to get yourself up. And that's kind of similar with the whole push-up deal because, you're getting yourself up, you're getting your heart pumping, and imagining a scenario that it's not there, something bad, something that's gonna, they're gonna put some fire under your ass. It will create some motion in you, whether you want it or not, because our mind is a fucking unique creature. It really is. It doesn't know the difference between something that you vividly imagine and something that is really happening. So if you imagine something that is really bad, it's gonna put you in this feeling. You're like, holy fucking shit, do I really want to experience that in my life? And that will create you to get some action. That will fucking get you off your ass to do the things that you need to do. And then ask yourself, like, man, what will happen if I don't follow through? Like, ask yourself, like, is this the kind of person that I want people to see that I really am? Like, is this the kind of person that I want to give out? Do I want people to think that, oh, I'm an average person, that I just want to do things to just get by? And ask yourself, like, man, do I want to be like everyone else? Or do you want to be like the top 1% that performs at a high level and really produces the results that they're after? Like, if you just focus on producing what you don't feel like it, I promise you that over time, consistently showing up and saying, fuck my feelings, I'm going to get this done no matter what, because I said I was going to get this done, you will have so much done over the long term than your competition, that no matter if they fucking pull constant all-nighters, they won't be able to catch up because you've been putting in the work nonstop. Commitment over convenience will net you the results that you're after, my friends. Now let's get to fucking work. Yo, I'm driving the checkered flag deep into the ground, and I'm calling all the motorsport enthusiasts out there who want to improve their situation. Let's break free from all the shit that's been holding us back, and let's prove to the world that we're truly some badass motherfuckers. Those of you who made it to the end of the episode, I want to say that you got yourself a win, man, and I genuinely appreciate you for investing your valuable time into the Live Wide Open podcast. This movement is called Live Your Life Wide Open, and helping others improve is the mission that God has tasked us with. We are driven individuals who are working on becoming the best that we can be, and we are working on breaking the fucking stereotype. Join me while we help as many motorsport enthusiasts as possible to create the best lives that we can imagine. Bro, and by any chance, if you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and smash that subscribe button so you never miss another episode. You can follow me on my Instagram. My handle is WideOpenRandy. And if you felt any connection to today's message, man, go ahead and post that thing on your story so that more people can see and hear about this podcast. Because ultimately, those are really the actions that help us spread the message. I'll catch up with you guys on the next episode. But till then, live your life wide open, my friends. Peace.